Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. In the last episode, we were cornering good old Gavin. And it was pretty cool actually because we actually were doing it as, well, Phoenix was doing it. But anyway, yeah, I'm once again joined by my friend Pharaoh. Say hello.
Hello there, everybody.
And let's continue on, you guys. I'm excited. I think we're almost there.
Oh, my lord. But let's forge ahead here, and while we wait, look at the diagram once again, damn it. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here. Which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard.
Okay, we're acting as if we can actually move it, but yeah. To the left, to the left.
I'm strong. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my! What's
Phoenix
this?
is like the worst actor.
It just seems like something he would do, like super exaggerated, super, maybe even dickish about it. Oh
Yeah.
my!
I gotta say, I mean, there were times, I think I remember titling one of my episodes of older LP of Ace Attorney, Sassy Phoenix, because there are moments when he is so sassy. I love it. What is it now?
Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. I'll drop it. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact.
It's the final contradiction. Do, do, do. Sorry, I love that song.
Me too.
Huh? Oh, dang.
Oh, dang.
So lame.
Freaking
the writing.
Hoodwinked. Oh, dang. I think this is why I didn't like Apollo in the very beginning.
It's just the writers. I blame them for everything.
Notice something, Apollo? Our line deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion.
Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator in this diagram contradicts what we know about the crime?
I feel like we're playing like some educational game, like, what shape is this? Square? Circle? Triangle? A hexagon? What do you think it is?
Like Blue's Clues or something, yeah.
Speaking of that, I think they're bringing it back.
I did hear that. I was like, oh, snap.
I mean, I never grew up with Blue's Clues. Never. So, I totally missed out on it during my childhood, so...
Oh, dang.
I mean, it's cool that people are going to like it. And it was also recently I found out that... I found out that Blue is a girl.
Oh, you didn't know?
I did not know. I thought it was a boy dog. I think because blue, like the color blue, I know is usually associated with boys. I think that's where my mind went to, so... Yep.
Yep. So, you guys, I think it's pretty obvious, somebody must be lying about being able to see the crime. What a piece of number 2! Let's present.
You took the joke I was going for.
Ah, great minds think alike.
Very true. Good job.
About this cupboard? Are we all okay with assuming it was moved?
Sure, why not?
Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs. Oh! How shocking! Why are we making everybody so sarcastic? I love it.
I don't know. I think this is just because at the end of the day we're like, ah, let's go.
That's what happens when it's not blind, you guys.
I think, yeah, also that too. A lot of shock factor kind of isn't there, but we try regardless.
Yeah, we still enjoy it. That's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. Mr. Doodoo himself.
What? What did you say?
You heard me.
How dare you? Oh, is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool? Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. Oh wait, somebody did. And someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court, exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Oh, excuse me, Your Honor?
Order. This is a court of law, and I will have order.
We just received word from our investigative team of the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard and hideout, Your Honor.
Oh, and what did they find?
Well, Your Honor, it turns out there's a secret passage behind it.
What?
I know, that's what I said too. Yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about.
I do remember him saying something about that now that he mentions it.
A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal going-ons. Never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law.
So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go?
To the depths of hell, apparently. It's pitch black back there.
Hey, Satan, what you doing back there?
The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer.
Come for the borscht, stay for the killing.
What a slogan, eh?
Mm.
You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo?
I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for the few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something. Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with destiny. Oh my god.
Get out of the courtroom. I swear, if I was the judge, I'd just throw him out right here.
Writers, why did you make Apollo like this in this game? Why?
It's more so, of course, the localization of it. It's like, I'm sure it was better in Japanese, maybe, hopefully, but... Lord. I know we're just being rough on this. We're just really kind of messing around, but...
There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it.
Wait, why'd you do that? Wait here, I'll get help.
Miss Olga O'Reilly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, And Jesus, the fact that he even hit her with the bottle was really bad. Like, she could have died from that.
Right. He's not to say he deserved to die for it, but he's
He
a
ain't no
dick.
saint.
Exactly. You have one way of saying it, I have another.
Leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout.
The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside.
He wheeled his chair around to look, and
After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime.
too bad for him he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor, and the fact that they were all red, like my outfit.
Ugh.
Well, I guess we got him. Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. About.
Throw himself out now.
I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin. Mr. Payne.
Donkey! Yes, Your Honor?
The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion.
Oh!
Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Objection!
Uh-oh.
Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself.
Yeah, he's been quiet.
It's not every day you get to witness the legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked. A person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick.
Excuse me?
The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. Not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney.
Illegal evidence?
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin, is there still any reason, at present, to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course. This bottle, for instance.
The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking.
How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints, am I right, Mr. Payne? Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were upside down.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier.
The court, in this case, demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold the bottle upside down. And that is to hit someone with the bottle at the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor? See how the caught fish squirms to the last? Well, Apollo?
Yes!
Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. But I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation. Just like that.
Yeah. Just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to... Gulp? Gulp. Drink. I get it.
Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one.
Is there really another?
Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there. In plain sight.
How about you just say the answer in plain words? Oh no, he's pulling a Mia!
Because it won't be fun. Yeah, he learned from Mia, for sure.
It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions indeed. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Gavin said that the court and this case demand an explanation. Don't worry, justice won't leave until justice is done. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down? I think it is okay, on the bottom. Olga's photo. So if you look at this, you guys, the bottles of grape juice are on the ground. So when you go to reach inside, I mean, obviously you're only going to touch the top of it.
Yep. Now, it's something that I don't think a lot of people would kind of think about, like, consciously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're going to grab a bottle when it's below you like that, you're going to reach down and grab it as if you're grabbing it from the top of the bottle.
Right.
Your finger and your hand upside down.
Mm-hmm.
So I like this little thing here. I like the little explanation of, you know, how it came to be.
Yep, pretty smart. So present. It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair. Excuse me, on the floor? Yes, now reach down and pick it up. Without getting out of your chair.
Ah!
See, you naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down. Look at this photograph, taken on the night of the murder. Please don't kill me, Mr. Wright. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times. Wow, I can't believe it was that simple.
Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then, too.
Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano. And you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. Pretty smart. Order, order, order! What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin?
Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection.
What?
You claim I switched the bottle. Where's your proof?
Proof? Well, that's,
As I thought. More baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty. Objection! I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation into Hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation?
Yes. I have your love letter, your memo about that here.
Shut up, Judge.
Judge is really bad at keeping secrets. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Bourge to Bowl Club, signed Phoenix Wright XOXO. And here's one of the bottles in question.
What, are you going to dust that for fingerprints too? I would be surprised if any were on that, on that but his.
Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. That bottle won't bear a trace of anything.
Say, Apollo,
Yes,
why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle?
but why?
Just humor me. As I say with a straight face. Just
Mr.
humor me.
Right, you're not that funny.
That bottle will solve this case once and for all.
What? That's some bottle.
Okay.
Oh ho ho.
Looky.
Got a hooky.
There's something inside the bottle.
Hold on.
Oh.
Oh, I thought it was a cork. That was unsatisfactory. Screwed off.
Yeah.
What's this?
That card. It can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment.
Pleasant woman, wow.
Wow.
Miss Olga O'Reilly.
Yes, our little swindling Devochka.
Last night I planted the car like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. Planted car was gone, the trap failed.
Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony.
Yeah, he found the card. Yeah, figured out what it was. He's like, hey, okay, I'm just gonna put it away. Still an interesting place to dispose of. Oh yeah, empty bottle.
Yep.
The Five of Hearts. This is the card. The bottles were swapped. And the only one who could have done that was the fourth person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin.
Uh-oh. Breakdown?
Breakdown.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Somebody's an Esper. I think the judge is really used to that kind of stuff by now.
Right, he's like, I've seen worse. That is all. Mic drop. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright?
Revenge.
Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. My past is like my logic. Straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction.
Ah, I see where you did that.
Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right? This is insane! What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone?
Dude.
It's all about him.
I believe this time we've finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add?
I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter.
About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler. An odd profession, to be sure, and that's all we know about him.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. Mr. Wright,
Yes?
7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Though maybe you lost your hair, I don't know why you're wearing that hat.
No, trust me, it's still there. But I just like having a beanie that says Papa on it.
Ooh, is you a big daddy? I see.
In more ways than one.
We're going down the rabbit hole, you guys.
Oh yeah.
It's only starting.
Christoph Gavin was a man of much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer.
He was extremely talented, to be sure.
I needed two things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated. This courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, defense attorney. You, Apollo.
Me?
A dark time is coming for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own court system.
Ooh, dramatic.
We had to set it right.
Mr. Wright, are you making a pun or are you serious right now?
Shut up. Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Let me stare into your soul.
So handsome, Phoenix, so handsome.
Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty.
Confetti. Oh,
Feel free to save.
no, you need to say it.
Oh, okay. Woo! Confetti in the courtroom!
Yay! That's why he's here, you guys. We need him to say it. Woo!
That's the only reason I'm here. Only that reason.
Yes.
Court is adjourned.
We did it.
We did it. April 20th, 4:28 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Thanks, Apollo. You came through just like I thought you would.
I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. Gav, the killer.
I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability.
Alibi? I didn't do anything, I swear.
Are you sure?
Ability.
Yes. A sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough.
Wait, I wonder if he means...
Magic!
Some questions. You saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. It's true. Yes. This whole thing.
What was that, Mr. Wright?
You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself.
The answer. Right. Today was full of questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin.
What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in days to come as well.
Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you?
This locket is the key.
Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture is in your locket. She was much older than I thought she'd be. Your daughter, right?
That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket.
Huh?
I took this off his neck the night he died.
Ooh.
But it looks our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him.
Eh?
Wait, but that's perjury! You testified. You said that the locket was yours.
I said no such thing, actually.
Huh?
I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the
So
truth.
some random man has a picture of your daughter.
Yeah, it raises many questions.
Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it?
Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career.
Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs.
Apollo,
Yes?
how about coming to work for me?
You mean at the Wright & Co. Law Offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it.
I can't imagine that to be true, but
Wait, but didn't you... You're not a...
oh, I turned in my badge. Yes, I'm not an attorney anymore.
Boo. That's sad.
That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man, Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion, and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts?
I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence.
Forged evidence? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick.
One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence that I used anyway.
A bloody ace.
Right.
Present.
You mean this, don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright.
Yes. That card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left, leaving the wrong card in its place. Luckily for us.
That's why he freaked out.
He even said it himself. Yeah. He said it was fraud, it's illegal. I was like, oh, what?
Do you think he would have gotten away with it if he hadn't done this? Like if he hadn't switched the cards?
Honestly, I don't think so. So it's a very dirty thing what he did, yes, but it was to achieve something for the greater good. It's, yeah. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago.
Then, you really...
Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real.
But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney.
Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo?
So it's true. The rumor is true. 7 years ago.
None of that matters much now, does it?
Oh.
You son of a...
I punched him. He acted like it was nothing.
That was a bitch move, Apollo. It's your story from here on out, Apollo.
Kinda deserved it though, Phoenix.
Oh, he did. But, once again, I think it was a necessary evil. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in, if you like.
Mr. Wright.
Oh, and about your uppercut, try yelling, "Take that!" next time. I find it packs quite a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time.
What the heck?
And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended.
I like to imagine that as soon as he was outside the door, he grips his face. He's like, ow!
Right, it's like, oh!
He's just trying to act cool.
Right. He freaking collapses as soon as he leaves.
Well, wait, wasn't it in the third game that, like, he passes out after Pearl slaps him or something?
I think? Something like that. Yeah, she kept slapping the living hell out of him.
I'm like, Jesus, how strong was that little girl?
A lot of mysteries went unsolved. And, at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins.
The end. Yay!
We
We
did it.
did it! Next one will be Turnabout Corner. I forgot that's the name of that. Okay. Kind of a boring name.
That is a really stupid name now that I think about. Why even called Turnabout Corner? I'm trying to think why.
Huh.
Eh.
Oh well. Anyway, that will be it for today's episode. I'm glad we did it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. And stay tuned, because soon we'll be turning a corner, apparently.
Oh. So many more puns and so many more dirty innuendos to come in this LP.
Oh, yeah. A lot.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry. It'll be quite a lot.
All right. Well, until next time, have a nice day.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And also make sure to ring the bell for notifications for new episodes. You can follow me on Twitch, where I stream every week. And also, follow me on Twitter for updates. Until next time, have a nice day. Adios!